It says preparing to live stream. All right, all right. I'm gonna wait till it's all up. People still might be seeing me already, even though it's not finished. That awkward first beginning part of any live video where I'm just sitting here.
Not awkward for me.
All right, I think we're here. We are here. I am here with Esther the Reflector. And Esther is going to bring to High Desert Human Design 2026 a live experience for you to take this wisdom in your mind and make decisions in your daily life about it. And I wanted to introduce you to Esther. She is one of my favorite unicorns. I wanted to introduce you to her and have her share with you the privilege of her coming and what she's bringing and what you may experience at High Desert Human Design 2026 with Esther. Welcome, my dear sister. Welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Brandy. I true to design, I'm gonna just leave it to you to guide the conversation.
Okay, good. Would you like to introduce yourself to the people who are watching who may not know who Esther the Reflector is?
Well, really know who we are,
Yeah,
much less another.
yeah.
I have a strong background in kind of two directions of life, whether that's reflector, Gemini, or any label you want to put on it, that's Esther. I have a great deal of experience in simply being a reflector, it seems like, healing modalities and things like that I can offer in practical spaces. And also actually in the financing realm when it comes to residential real estate and things like that. Recently, real estate side has been guiding me into something that I thought the other side would guide me into, which is getting to know and working with AI. Through that process, this last
Mm.
2 or 3 or 4 weeks, maybe a little bit longer, but about that time, I've been able to sort of draw together some of the dreams and ideas and visions I've had over life and get them out in writing. To just things are moving because I'm not created to do all of that, be all of that, right? And so a part of what I discovered in that is what I'd like to bring. And that's kind of how you and I got here today. So I turned in my application late. Reflector timing's a little different. Thank you very much for receiving me anyway. And it's really still an idea in the creating. I'm practicing being with my own design and letting it come through and be ready and and I'm excited to see who shows up.
You guys, I want you to know that Esther, when you come into a room with Esther, you are going to have the experience of a reflector, a investigative, leading, universalizing reflector that is straddling two sides of existence, straddling as a underwriter or funder for residential real estate and the knower of souls and the experience of the mythic and the mystic. And this is why I'm excited to have Esther, you guys, here, is because she is one of the people that I love watching. Not pretense, not trying to teach something that's polished, just being her design in the world, learning how to be in the world the way it's set up, and know all of the mystic things that right? I'm trying to collapse into one word all of this beautiful bigness that is available through Esther. And then also the practical knowing about how to be in the world with others. That is what we're learning at High Desert Human Design 2026. We know all of this information, but how do we do it? And you, as a 5-1 reflector, are here to be with the world as the world is and bring more universalized concepts into how to lead our own selves through our own heresy of who we are in this world. And I think that the value that you bring is that both. You know, I love and follow a lot of teachers of human design and very valuable teachers, and they don't do anything else out in the real world except for their human design teachings. So what I'm really trying to bring home here is one of the beautiful values of your wisdom, of your lived wisdom, is straddling being in the world as a human being, as it's crumbling, being in the financial sector, experiencing all of that, which we all do have to deal with. And what happens is we put on a mask to deal with it, even if we know human design, even if we know that we are God in form, even if we know that we are much bigger than this biology, we put a mask on to go outside and to work because we think that's what's needed. But what you're bringing is tools or experience or a way to find in myself how to take that mask off in the real world and actually live in my design. So that's why I'm excited to have you here.
You are such an amazing communicator.
Oh,
Thank you. Like you unfolded
you're
that in
welcome.
such a way that touched me and was I cannot everything was just absolutely on point for what I would
Yeah.
desire and what I feel like comes through. And I'm excited about, one thing that you've said is that, excuse me while I wipe away some sweet tears, some sweetness. I love
Hmm.
the sweetness. I get to experience more juice, of course, with different people, and you're one of those that I get juice. Uh,
Yeah.
you talked about how for many people they specialize, and that for me it's a straddle, and that alone is part of design, right? Because there are many on the planet, thank goodness, for the sake of structure and infrastructure, who are straight designed to really dive in and become a mission or a vision, a single point of focus, so to speak, right?
Hmm.
And or multiples, and what I would like to bring with this is a lived experience of a very basic concept in human design that I feel like we don't really, I don't know that it's ever been expressed this way or used as a tool necessarily, and that's self and other, and then self and not self. And the depth of that actually can be very spiritual, it can be very simple and practical. And my hope is to bring an environment that plays both to our necessary strategic side. I have one arrow there and it's so helpful. And those that need that intellectual understanding to some degree, and also to stretch that group and sort of ground the other group to the experiential side of it where you can literally feel yourself through life kinetically, energetically, right? Where we're
Hmm.
feeling each other and we're experiencing ourselves in a different way. Uh, yeah, so I don't know where you'd like to take that. That's what just came up from what you had said.
What came alive in me is that I wished my underwriter each time I bought a house had what you have.
Ah, loan officer, even better.
Loan officer, even better, even better, even
Absolutely. I
better.
get to deal directly with the folks. That's actually I've discovered in alignment with my human design. For a long time,
Yeah.
I had attempted to push it away and say this is not a, it wasn't spiritual enough,
Yeah.
right? It wasn't reflectory enough, so to speak, once I discovered that label, right, 10 years ago,
Yeah.
or that environment for discovery. And since I've let go of that judgment and realized, wait a minute, I'm a 5-1 reflector with a left angle cross of separation. I love helping people solve problems. And this is something where I can do it in a kind of a short period of time and move
Yeah.
through, which honors the moon cycle. And it honors the
Absolutely.
attraction and magnetism cycle. And it honors the win-win way that I approach things, because I can just hand people off to another loan officer who better serves them. And it doesn't bother me a bit. I don't mind
Yeah.
that. that aggression. So since that perspective is shifting, it's creating a completely different balance, is the word I'll use, in my life, to be able to bring and maybe integrate that, like you said, both sides of things. Because right now in the 5D, I'll use that term, expression that we're all kind of growing into on the planet, the consciousness, or one way of looking at things that some of us do. Integration is kind of what it's about,
And integration isn't what it used to be. We used to think integration meant I brought it into my body. And yes, it does mean that, but it also means what you're bringing, you and the other, and you and your not self. There is the next level of integration because we can't just live in our caves with our own individuated beauty, right? How do we bring our individuation into the world in which we live? And so I am just so grateful you're coming. I am so grateful to be able to walk with you and everyone else into this. Let me back up a minute. My brain went too fast. Ra talks about us being the 4% of the 4%. And I think that does us a disservice by us thinking that we are something that others are not. Let me just say the people that study cockroaches are 4% of 4%. Let me say that the people that maybe fly air balloons are 4% of 4%. Like every little niche has these little numbers, but we all live in the world together. So this saying we're 4% of 4% kind of moves us out of the rest of the world. And that I think is a misstep, because we can't live out here. We need to come back into the world, said like a sixth line, right? But we're coming into a sixth line world where we need to bring our individuation into the world. And I know for me, I'm excited about this conference because for me, this has been one of the hardest places to work. I have had a spiritual bend since the moment I was born, but how do I be here in this world with that knowing that I am more than just this body? How do I live with people who don't know that they're more than just this body and integrate? That's the integration that we're talking about.
Absolutely. And did you hear in your vernacular there, you were describing how we create a self and other environment,
Yeah.
consciously or unconsciously. I would like to bring that unconscious thing that we've been doing and creating, and that creates projection and all of that unnecessarily, and sort of bring it in a way where we can have a real practice for choosing. At
We're
least,
choosing.
yes.
I love that you brought that word in, and I'm sorry to interrupt you, but why I think that that is so important is because of the philosophy of no choice. And Ra was completely right, I believe, in having people understand the no choice because it had them surrender what they think they know. But what happens is when we put down our brains and fall back in love with our bodies, we have to pick back up our brains again. We get to
Great.
pick back and integrate. I call it the divine marriage between him and her. And they need tools in order to continue to communicate. And it's not just we're feathers floating on the wind. We actually are mechanical technology, biology that is designed to use these things together. But we did need to put down the brain for a moment to get back into the body. But now it is time to use it, as Ross says, to measure, to count, to pattern recognize, to strategize now that we can feel our bodies. Because what I've seen in the last 5 years is we start feeling our bodies, we love feeling in our bodies, and we start bumping into each other. And then your trauma meets my trauma. And we're like, wait, I'm individuated. And we don't have tools to come together and stay individuated. So again, that's what we're
And so
doing.
what I would love to offer is that what you just described is going on inside of each of us. And that is a big part of what this will be about.
That's right.
Because as we learn that process within ourselves, how we're creating that fracturing, then we can begin to resolve with the other that's physically walking outside of us. We each create the version of an other simply by our perspective and fractioning this from that. So
Yes.
I don't want to give away the
Woohoo!
farm, but that just did fit what you just seem to like open up the opportunities.
Oh,
So
yes. And I want to be there because I want to know how everybody does this. I know how I do it, and I want to know how you've done it. And I want to be with other people who are in their body realizing, oh, this is a projection that comes up from me through my lens of perception. This might not be true. Let's learn curiosity. Let's learn staying. Let's learn a couple of other skills that we get to learn to allow everyone's full expression to exist in safety. So,
I'm going to make myself a note real quick of an inspiration, if you'll forgive me, and go ahead.
absolutely. Yeah, so I don't want to make this too long because I know people on Facebook are watching and I really appreciate you coming to watch. I just really wanted you to meet Esther and I wanted you to hear her frequency, hear her voice, hear what she's bringing as a leader of the new tomorrow, as one who feels things that most of us don't feel. Let's come hang out with Esther and get curious.
I
So,
look forward to whoever, shows into this event. One of the beautiful things about the way that this is being designed is that magnetism gets to act out. And
that's right.
I'm just thrilled for wherever you find yourself. If there's something else going on that day during the time where I'll be presenting that you want to be at, I'll make certain it's recorded. I would love to have you there and, right, follow your magnetism because that's really,
Yeah.
really, really, really what this is about and the magic of this event. And I'm just so excited.
Yay. Well, thank you, Esther, and thank you, everyone who is watching. I really appreciate you being here. And we will see you September 17th through the 20th in beautiful Santa Fe. The trees, the colors will be changing. So there will be ribbons of yellows and reds. It's going to be stunning. The temperature is going to be perfect. Hotel Glorietta has rooms available still under the discount for HDHD 2026. And you will give them a call to get that discount. They'll offer you food vouchers as well. So I've got a little discount built in there for food too. Um, there's a pool and a spa and a sauna and hiking and just everything that you could want to come be in your body and learn skills with other people who think it's important to have compassion and virtue in their everyday life. Thank you for being here. See you in September, guys. Now I've got to try to smoothly figure out how to end this call. Okay, let's see. Thank you for being here, everybody. HighDesertHumanDesign.com is how you will get there. I'm going to close out of this and will you come back in with me? Because I don't know that I've ended this live stream.
Absolutely.
Okay, come right back.
You soon.
Bye, everybody.